Mitral Clip G4 system preparation video. Read the list of equipment necessary for preparation of the Mitral Clip G4 system. This preparation is most easily accomplished with an assistant. Steerable Guide Catheter SGC preparation. Take a minute to observe the list of equipment necessary to prep the steerable guide catheter. Carefully remove the white guide tip shape retainer and transparent protective tubing from the guide tip. Inspect steerable guide catheter and dilator to verify they are undamaged. Connect 3-way stopcock to dilator flush port. Close stopcock to the dilator. Close rotating hemostatic valve, or TUI. Attached heparinized saline-filled 50 to 60 cc syringe to the dilator stopcock. Flush side port of stopcock, then close to side port. De-air the dilator. Place finger over the dilator tip, open the rotating hemostatic valve, and de-air. Close the rotating hemostatic valve. Do not over-tighten. Remove finger from dilator tip and flush forward. Close the stopcock to the dilator. Hydrate the distal 5 to 10 cm of the dilator. Insert the dilator 10 cm into the guide, then remove. Connect 3-way stopcock to guide flush port. Close stopcock to the guide. Connect the high-pressure tubing attached to the 50 to 60 cc syringe filled with heparinized saline to the end of the 3-way stopcock of the guide flush port. Flush the side port, then turn stopcock off to the side port. De-air the guide. Place guide in a vertical position with the hemostasis valve on a table. Start flushing guide slowly with plunger end of syringe facing the ceiling. Observe column of fluid in the guide. Displace all the air from the guide by gently tapping along the length of the catheter shaft from proximal to distal. Cover the guide tip with finger once heparinized saline exits the guide. Close the stopcock to the guide. Submerge the guide tip in the basin of heparinized saline. Guide is now relatively horizontal. While the guide tip is submerged in the basin of heparinized saline, remove finger from the guide tip. Raise the handle to a vertical position while the guide tip is submerged in the basin of heparinized saline for a minimum of 30 seconds. Check the guide valve for leaks or loss of fluid column, such as air replacing fluid. Hydrate 5 to 10 centimeters of the distal end of the dilator with heparinized saline. Cover the guide tip with finger and insert the dilator into the guide hemostasis valve while the guide tip remains submerged in the basin of heparinized saline. Remember, stopcock is off to the guide. While advancing the dilator, continually watch for air in the guide hemostasis valve housing. If needed, remove finger from guide tip and aspirate while assuring the guide tip is submerged in the basin. Remove finger from tip of guide when dilator tip approaches guide tip. Position the dilator to create a smooth transition. Stabilizer preparation. Open the accessory pouch and remove the stabilizer fasteners and silicone pad. Assemble the sterilized stabilizer by placing the two fasteners in the stabilizer. Ensure that the fasteners can be fully threaded into the stabilizer holes. Set the stabilizer aside in a protective, sterile environment for later use. Clip delivery system CDS preparation. Release the DC fastener and rotate the DC handle 90 degrees clockwise when the CDS is removed from the packaging. Secure the DC fastener. Inspect all clip delivery system parts, including the clip, DC shaft, and sleeve, to verify they are undamaged. Connect three-way stopcocks to the sleeve flush port and bottom DC flush port. Remove the cap from the clip introducer and place the cap on the top flush port of the DC handle. Connect a three-way stopcock to the clip introducer flush port. Attach a 50 to 60 cc syringe filled with heparinized saline to a three-way stopcock on the clip introducer. De-air the clip introducer and close the stopcock. Connect one high-pressure tube to each strip line from the pressurized bags with sterile heparinized saline. Flush and de-air the lines. Connect one high-pressure tube to the three-way stopcock of the bottom flush port of the DC handle and one high-pressure tube to the three-way stopcock on the flush port of the sleeve handle. Flush and de-air the sleeve with heparinized saline. While flushing, release the DC fastener, retract and advance the DC handle to remove residual air from the lumen. Secure the DC fastener with the DC handle fully advanced. Temporarily, remove the cap from the top flush port of the DC handle to flush and de-air the DC handle and all lumens in the DC handle with heparinized saline. After de-airing the DC handle chamber, replace the cap to close off top flush port of the DC handle. Retract and advance the lock lever several times to remove residual air from the lumens. Loosen the lock lever cap to de-air. Do not turn the lock lever cap more than 1/2 turn in the open direction. After de-airing, tighten the lock lever cap. With the tip raised and shaft held taut, displace all air from the DC and sleeve while tapping along the length of the catheter shaft. Confirm continuous flow from the distal end of the DC and sleeve. Raise the grippers, unlock the clip, and confirm clip is at grasping arm angle. Lower the grippers once to de-air the lumens. Close the clip to approximately 60 degrees and lock the clip. Close the clip to approximately 20 degrees and establish final arm angle. Return the arm positioner to neutral. Raise the grippers, unlock the clip, and invert the clip arms. Lock the clip, fully close the clip arms, and lower the grippers. Release the DC fastener and torque the DC handle clockwise and counterclockwise 1/4 turn while translating the shaft. Retract the DC fully against the sleeve and secure the DC fastener. Without removing the protective cover, carefully slide the clip introducer over the clip and stop when the tip of the clip is just proximal to the tip of the clip introducer. Return the arm positioner to neutral. Temporarily discontinue heparinized saline flushes. Restart heparinized saline flushes just before the use of the CDS.